February 23rd, 2023. What happened at the mall? It's happening again. Every time I visit the mall, the security guard follows me. If I go into a store, he nods to one of the workers and they watch me while I look at clothes or sports gear or anything. It's like they're a tag team and I'm the button. I'm just about sick of it. In fact, I am way too sick of it. So I decide to go home. Man, forget that, my friend Lin says when I call him from the bus. Me, I would have jumped in his face and told him, "Who do you think you are, tagging me?" That's easy for Lin to see, since he's a good foot shorter than I am, and he wears loafers, shorts, and plaid shirts his mama buys. Lin's my man, but nobody ever looks at him twice. Me, I am more like Tennyson Beckford, not Mac. My grandmother says I remind her of Eddie Kendricks when he was a temptation. She calls me a tall, cool drink of water, and yes, I am slick 6.2, and yes, when I walk into a room, I can feel people paying attention. But that's just the problem. Everybody pay attention and people think they know me when they don't. They nickname me gangster, big baller, and player. I'm not any of that. I want to be a writer. I like to walk around, observe, and then jot, jot things down. Maybe that has something to do with why I always end up with surveillance on my tail. But it's a buzzkill when I go somewhere, anywhere, and people follow me like I'm a thief. That's what these security people think of me. They assume I'm a thief. They don't even know my name. Maybe Lian's right. Maybe I should show the mall security guy how angry his behavior makes me. I could walk around in circles real fast and see if he still follows me, or I could lead him into all the lamest, most random stores in the mall until he gets the picture. Or maybe I should be straight and simply say, "What's up, man?" I just know I have to do something. The next day, I decide that I'm going to go back to the mall after school and prove they can't treat me this way. I will stand up for myself and get in the guard's face like Lin suggested. Moments later, Lin shows up and says, "I got my phone, so when you get over there by the guard, I'm going to take a video, and we are going to put it all over the net." "Bet," I say. "We'll put it up with a caption, racial profiling is real. That feels so everyone what's going on here. That I've been treated like I'm doing something I never intended to, and treated like a criminal. So I stand looking at the store windows while Lin has his phone out, and then, sure enough, the security guard is about 10 feet behind me. Get through, man. I want to see, uh, but I'm feeling unsettled and not sure what to do. I suddenly help myself up. What is a person supposed to do when he is constantly harassed, treated like a criminal for no real reason? You become it or you fight it, right? I spin around and straight up to the guard, my face bowed with anger and frustration. Lin is videoing the whole thing. What's your problem, man? I say to the security officer, my words coming out in a loud rush. What? He asks, surprised. Every time, because I am black, you have to follow me. Look here, you don't have a right. To what? I ask. To walk around and take nothing? I wave my empty hands in front of his face to drive home my point. I can see the guard is getting nervous, pulling out his walkie-talkie. Lin is laughing a few feet away. What's up with that? He's supposed to be my guy. Suddenly, I hear my name being called. Marcus Johnson. I turn and see the principal from my last school, Mrs. Jameson. What? She asked. What are you doing, putting your hands in Mr. Waters' face? Madam, I ask. Mrs. Jason turns to the guard. Mr. Water, I've seen you following Mr. Johnson. Why are you doing that? The security guard puts his walkie-talkie away, looking flustered, and burbles. I'm just doing my job, Miss G. Our former principal gave a little hung. I had both of you in my school, and I know that you are good people. Now introduce yourselves. She commands us. Is she for real? The security guard looks at me. Charles Water. He says with a nod. Marcus Johnson. I mumble reluctantly. Mrs. G turns to the guard and announces, You know, Marcus is going to be a writer. I smile, thinking, how does she know that? And Marcus, she tells me, you should know that Charles has a big, beautiful family. In fact, 2 of his children are in my school now. Isn't it that right, Mr. Water? Mr. Water nods. Sure is, madam. Now listen close, both of you. I'm going to tell you what I tell every student who came through my school. You need to learn to talk to people instead of jumping to conclusions. Well, I think, surely that's how I want people to treat me. Alright, now just say hello and start again. This time on the right foot. She adds. Then she calls out over her shoulder. And you, Lin Jackson, put away that phone before I put you up on my Facebook page for a fool. Mr. Walter and I chuckled. Mrs. Jameson sure knows how to deliver a funny line. But neither of us emitted a real laugh. We are not there yet. I might need to see Charles Walter a few more times to check out whether he remembers my name or not, but at least he'll probably get off my back so I can shop in peace. Now both of you get me to my car. She hands her shopping bags to Mr. Walter and me, but he can't bring them past the door. He has to keep his yoke. I carry Mrs. J's package to her car, and she offers me a couple of dollars. Get something for yourself, she says. Thanks, madam, I reply, but this is really not necessary. I don't have to buy anything at the mall, I realize, because this trip I got pretty much everything I needed. Thank you for watching.